What's going on, everybody? I'm oh my god. Oh shit.
That's the mood.
I'm George. This is
Susie.
and together this is the I Know Right
Podcast.
Yes. And I guess yes. Okay.
That's your mood today?
Yeah.
You're out of sorts today.
Yeah, I am kind of weird right now. That was a weird opening. Sorry, guys.
We can always bring it, you know. We can always bring all the things. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's Presley was saying it's Mercury in retrograde, but it's not.
It's not.
It's just a weird time. I do hate it though. But there's so much stuff that's like come to a close. Like the open's over. I feel like spring's here, so winter's almost over. So it's just like endings and beginnings.
This week's is supposed to be really nice. So hopefully.
So did you do any of the open workouts?
I did not do any of the open workouts.
Same.
Dun dun tear. Yeah.
I did like a variation of the first one, but I was like, oh, so I'm like that. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'm so over the competitive side of CrossFit.
Shut the hell up.
I am.
You love when other people compete.
I love competing too, but I need to start putting myself like in a factor that of this is just fitness for me.
Yeah.
So it's not like I need to like keep up with anybody else. You know what I mean?
Or is that how you felt before?
What do you mean?
Like that you had to keep up with people?
No, I just felt like, okay, I want to compete. You know what I mean? I want to be good. I want to be, top 10 here at the gym, and like now I don't.
Last year you were?
Yeah, I mean, well, I think I would have not been if like Arturo submitted his scores or like if Pablo or like somebody else. Like if there was a lot of people that didn't submit their scores. So I think I would have fell out the top 10 rankings.
So you still remember all that? Wow.
Yes, of course I do remember all that. But like I feel like it's just like I feel like now I've gotten to like a point where it's like, okay, it's more about my fitness and my longevity. And now to look like I've always wanted to look good, right? So now it's about that. And instead of like trying to really like, okay, let me try to be fifth this year. You know what I mean? Or sort of get as close as I can to the best ranking as I am, So that's why I kind of fell off a little bit if you like for January and February. And I think that's what it was. Like I was just kind of like, I'm kind of tired of it. And I was working out alone. I was working out by myself, and my routine was out of whack. But now I'm back at 515. Nobody could tell me like do the 50-pound dumbbells. Fuck that. I'm doing 35s. Or I'm doing 40s. I'm doing whatever. Like I'm staying within my lane. I don't give a fuck anymore. So, but
okay.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna do it next year. But more, I want to take this year off. So, because I feel a little bit better now and then. And we're kind of matching today.
Hey, we do, man.
What the fuck? Retrograde.
Hey. So let's start off with like little things that have been going on. So how are things with you and the baby?
Great.
How's the baby now?
The baby's going to be 3 months at the end of this month.
Wow.
So time is flying. She's grown. She looks like me now. So we got a little mini.
I feel like Dahlia looks so much like you right now, too.
No way, dude. Dahlia looks like Stephanie. And then I feel like Esmo looks like me. So.
Did you call her Esmo?
Yeah, Esmo. Yeah, that's my little nickname for her. Yeah, so
instead of Esme.
Esme, yeah.
Does anyone call her Esme?
I think the majority of people call her Esme. Okay. So, but yeah, so.
Okay, cool. So that's still going on.
Yeah.
Life here is pretty much the same still. Yesterday, Presley's mom was asking us about specific tea, and I was like, I feel like. There's more tea, but I'm like forgetting. And
wait, like tea like gossip or tea like okay.
Tea like gossip. No, okay. She wasn't asking us for tea to drink.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't know, dude.
Oh my
what
God,
the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, what kind of tea she's trying to look for.
So then I was trying to think, and I'm like, there's really nothing crazy going on at the gym, and I was like thinking about how that's such a good thing,
That's what we want you to hear on the podcast.
No, I feel like
come talk to us when the cameras are off and the mics are off, guys. Come sit on this couch with us.
There's always something. There's always something anywhere. But I feel like in the past there's been like 10 things going on, and I feel like it's pretty calm. So I like that. I just want to find some peace. I want to find some peace in my life. So hopefully that. But the funny thing is, I say that, and then I thrive on like celebrity drama.
Oh, yeah, okay. So
okay.
I think I got a feeling where you're going with this.
Like this Kanye stuff.
Oh my God. Are you really bringing this again? The last 4 episodes have been about, or at least mentioned Kanye.
Okay, but it's not my fault that he is unstable.
Yeah, I thought you were going to bring up the Warrior one.
I don't think enough people know. Okay, so like on TikTok, I'm okay. How do I say this? I'm on like part of a lot of different TikToks that all surround like specific things. So I'm on social justice TikTok. I'm on like anti-racism TikTok. They're both different. I'm on Native American TikTok. I'm on Indigenous TikTok, which those two are different also. I'm on like anti-colorist TikTok. And so like that all leads me to the modern warrior. And so there's all this freaking drama happening on TikTok because of modern warrior. But I feel like a lot of people are not on that TikTok.
I feel like a lot of people are. I feel because I feel like Modern Warrior has brought in those crowds. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like he's not.
Presley never knew who the modern warrior was.
Oh really? Well, okay.
And like my kids never knew.
What? Your kids didn't know about him?
No.
Damn. Maybe because we're old.
Oh, I'm around the modern warriors age. Yeah, for sure.
That's
So
true.
I think that you have to be really in like Native American rights and all that stuff to be part of this gossip. But basically, it was bad. But so I don't want to talk about that. But we're back on Kanye because he's crazy and unstable. So that's why I was asking you earlier. Do you think like your family's stable?
Mentally stable?
Mm-hmm. Because I feel like, you know, when you're like, oh, my aunt's crazy, or we just blurt stuff out like that, like my mom's acting crazy right now, right? Like,
yeah.
but you don't really mean
But every
it.
family has problems like that, no?
Sure, but I feel like my family's not. I'm gonna say that every single person in my family has issues, and I'm open about mine. And I think like my family members are not as. I'm also the youngest from my siblings, you know, so I think a lot of them are older. They're like Generation X, like that's how old they are. Ew, okay. But like I feel like those people are not very aware of like their mental health.
Wait, Generation X is older than millennials?
Yes.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Okay.
That's why I said ew.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Generation X, like you were born in the 70s. Generation X, they were like teens when grunge was happening.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, I mean, I think you need to kind of go more into detail.
Okay,
like,
I can go
I
into
know, like,
detail.
like my dad's a fucking cheater. My uncle
But
is
see,
a
but that's
fucking
not a mental health
womanizer.
problem.
You know. But yeah, I feel like
I'm
there's
saying
only
stable like mental health.
like okay, yeah, we don't have any schizos. We don't have
Okay.
any. I don't think we have any fucking bipolar people or anything like that. You know. So I don't
I feel
like
like my family has all that.
But like, how do you know if they haven't gone to the doctor? Or
Correct.
So do they do that or no? Well, I feel like Latinos don't do that at all. So we would never know.
Correct. So I don't think anyone. I mean, I have been diagnosed, but yeah, I just don't feel like anyone older than us is about that life. Like you just think like mental health doesn't exist. Like you just are happy or you're not, right?
Yeah.
But anyhow, so this always brings me back to the whole like now that people are so aware of mental health, does it spark anyone that's older to be like, let me review myself?
No.
It doesn't, right?
No.
It doesn't. And like, I just feel like that's super unfortunate because you're missing out on so much. So, for example, like Kanye would be a Generation Xer.
Mm-hmm.
He has been diagnosed, but I feel like his symptoms have had at times been very severe. But I also feel like he refuses to really cooperate and help himself with his mental health. Like right now, he's still going on tirades. And like he said, this is like our third or fourth podcast where we mention him. So, like, I feel like it's a generational thing where you just don't want to get help. Or, I don't know, maybe he's just too famous and thinks he can get away with it.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little mixture of both. I feel like there's people in his corner that where he's so powerful or he's got so much money that people are just like kind of like agreeing with him and being like, yeah, man, that's the right thing today. Like have you ever seen that Marvel poster, like the Civil War one? But they put like Drake and Kanye on this side, and then they put like Pete Davidson and like other people.
Yeah, he did that.
Oh, he did that?
He did
oh,
that.
shit, I didn't know that.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So-
He's sick.
So what I'm saying is like, you know, there's people on his corner saying that he's okay and he's doing right and he's doing right by this. So like when you have those people around you,
Yeah.
you're never gonna know that, you know. So, but I feel like yeah, it's a little bit of both. So like it's a little bit that, you know, generationally he was raised like that too. Like, oh, I don't have a problem, you know. We're just Black people, Latino people, people of color. We're just crazy like this. This is how we get when we get in relationships that where like people are cheating or break up with us, you know.
I think that my lucky stars every single day that the father of my kids just left and did not care about them. And I know that's going to sound super awful because he did not give zero F-U-C-K-S about them at all. He does not care. And sorry if you're watching this, girls. But my life would have been so much more difficult and complicated had he been there, like how Kanye's trying to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not to compare them to, because Father of My Children just have zero talent or any sort of creativity.
You didn't have to say that, dude. What the fuck?
He has zero talent. He's a horrible person.
Jesus.
He's an addict.
Oh, here we
and he's all the bad stuff. Okay, but at the same time, like, he would have been acting the same way, you know. And I feel that the acting, like what I refer to as acting the same way, it's like out of touch with reality. Like Kanye this past weekend was all mad. Like, North's at a sleepover. She's not coming to Sunday service. Well, she's 8. You know what I mean? Like she has a little life now. She has activities.
Yeah.
And you can't just expect for it to be like, oh, I want to see you today, right now. And you should just be available.
Right.
You know? So I think that there's just like lots of little stuff like that where I would be like, I can't handle you. Like, what a mistake this whole marriage was. That's what I would be feeling right now.
Well, I don't know about that. 8 years old. I mean,
at 8 years old, you have activities. You may be on the basketball team, which she is.
Okay. I thought you meant like I'm out here chilling with my friends or something.
But still, yeah. But what if you have a play date?
Yeah,
Your kid's being a kid. You know, like for example, like my dad didn't visit me too often either. But out of nowhere, he'd be like, "I'm coming over to drop off the $10 he would drop off or whatever," and I was supposed to like stop watching or stop playing with my friends and have to go like see my dad. That was very annoying to me.
Yeah, that is.
Because it's like, where are you the rest of the 364 days? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so while Kanye's probably there all the time or more than often, it's like you can't expect, like, he doesn't complain like this about the smaller kids because they don't have little lives. They're always home. Mm-hmm. So to me, that's just annoying because he's putting North more so in a little situation where she's kind of feeling pitted. I know you don't follow this as closely as I do, but like whenever there's a post about the kids, he's only talking about North because she's the oldest.
So are you saying that he is kind of turning this or turning the tables on kind of North, but at the same time she's growing up and that's the distancing of herself from him?
I think she's just growing up. I don't think she's trying to distance herself.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like when we grow up, we kind of distance ourselves from our parents.
Right. You're not there. You're not attached 24/7.
Right.
Now you are becoming a satellite.
So what he's doing is he's using the Pete and Kim stuff to say like that's how she's turning because of that.
Kind of. So one of his complaints is that she uses TikTok.
Okay.
But the TikTok that she uses, it's with her mom. So it's called Kim and North.
Right.
And there's no comments, like you can't comment on that or whatever. And he's like, my daughter over here is singing I'm in love with an emo girl. Well, it's a song. Mm-hmm. I don't think Kim's promoting for her to be a lesbian. Right. And that's where he's going with it.
Okay.
And because that's against God or whatever, quote unquote, or whatever. Or like he posted a picture of her backpack today. And there was like an alien little pin on it.
Okay.
And he thought that was wrong. Like, so you're not even letting your kid be a kid.
Right.
So that to me is really annoying. And it's really starting to be on my damn nerves, to be honest. So, but he puts it all out there. Yeah. But like a thing that I found interesting as I've been thinking about that because of my family and because of Kanye being around their age, it's just like how much we have changed in society really quick. Because we went for a long time maybe acknowledging therapy, but not everyone feeling like they should go to therapy. And I feel like now most young people are in therapy or they're trying to go to therapy or get some sort of like self-help, knowledge behind them, right? Yeah. Like books or, whatever, podcasts and all that stuff. And how maybe like 10 years ago, all these things like being transphobic or being a groomer or I didn't really know those terms 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. I just felt like maybe there was some things that were wrong and some things that were right, but you didn't really know like those words. Now they're common like every single day. Like I hear those words pretty often now. Yeah. And I feel like it's a good thing. And I also feel like it's making people way more aware. But I also feel like for someone that is older, that stuff may be too overwhelming. because the language does develop so quickly, and those words are used so quickly now, and they're used against people that are failing to acknowledge their mental health issues.
Well, they're being used against them.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Right.
And then when somebody gets like that, they get defensive.
So
about
defensive.
It. Yeah, they get really defensive about it. So.
Yeah.
But like I was telling my little niece about that kind of stuff too. Is like, so stuff like this, I feel like also like racism and stuff like that, or like issues with cops and stuff like that is only gonna get fixed by time and by generation, because it's just like I'm not saying give up on the older generation. It's just accept them who they are. We're supposed to change that next level, you know. Mm-hmm. So my mom was this messed up. Now I'm just a little bit messed up. Now Daddy's going to be a little less than us. And it's just going to keep on going like that each time until it's like, oh, wow, this is the way we should be doing things. Mm-hmm. And, but I do feel like another thing is that our younger generation is just like, wow, we really do need to be in therapy, or we really need, and it's kind of more common like that. Hey, we have issues like this.
Yeah,
or
but
we have problems.
I also feel on that same coin, I agree with you on that. But I also feel that these younger kids that are so aware can also be kind of entitled.
Yes.
So, for example, like, you can say something like, you have crossed a boundary with me. Like, I am not okay with you doing this. And they'll be like, oh, you're against my rights. You know what I mean? Like, so for example, like my daughter, right? Because my daughters are this younger generation. They're very woke. They're very aware. They're very all this stuff, right? But let's say I, say no about anything that they ask. They'll be like, oh, you're not letting me be me, and you're against me growing as a person, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no. I'm telling you no because that's my boundary. I'm telling you no because I'm still the mother. Like, not everything has something to do against your civil liberties or your freedoms or me being against you and growing and all this stuff. Sometimes they can be a little bit entitled. So I feel like there does need to be a little bit of like equilibrium, like balance. Mm-hmm. Like, not everything's against you and not everything's anti-woke, right? And at the same time, like, I feel like people our age or older do need a little bit more schooling on all these newer things, Yeah. So it's been crazy. So I've been revisiting a lot. And I think that Kanye has been kind of like the waking point and obviously my inspiration in my own family. But like that song I just brought up, the Banda Macho song, Me Llamo Raquel. It is all about, and it's still played, but it's all about how these guys are at a baile, right? At a dance. And this one guy picks this really hot girl to dance with. And his friends start clowning him. And he comes close. And then that girl says, like, my name is Raquel. So, like, a manly voice, okay? And so then the guy's like, oh, my God, is it he or she? And then he goes, so I touched them. Basically, lo agarré. Like, I grabbed them, meaning like in their privates, and I found out. And then basically his girlfriend leaves him because he was all like hollering at a transvestite. That's a horrible song. First of all, it's transvestite, transphobic, period, right? And number two, it's also promoting like sexual assault. Like, he just grabs this person to realize, like, are you a boy or a girl? Yeah. Like, but that is like something that was popular like 15 years ago. Not even that long ago. You know what I mean? Yeah. So just overall, like, that's insane to me, Or I was watching a movie by myself, and I've watched it before, and then I was like, whoa, that's so nuts. It's like from 10 years ago. It's Kate Winslet. It's called The Reader. Okay. She won the Academy Award for this. So it's all about how she was a former Nazi, and she starts this affair with this underage kid in Germany, etc. Like, there's a lot of complications. It's a really good movie. She deserved that Oscar. She's a great actress. The movie's awesome. But really, what you're failing to see, or no one mentioned it at the time, because I was all over this, right? I used to watch all the movies nominated for Academy Awards. I used to be on all that movie news. But, like, no one talks about how in this movie, this Nazi lady is grooming this kid. Mm-hmm. She's grooming him. And, like, for the rest of his life, he can't move on. He has a family, he has kids, he gets divorced, he's successful, but he cannot move on because he's dealing with abuse. But no one ever acknowledges that. Why? Because, oh, of course a young guy would love to have sex with Kate Winslet. Who cares if she's older, right? Like, he scored.
Right.
But no one talks about, like, in the movie, the important part is that she groomed him.
Right.
It's not about the war crimes that she committed as a Nazi. That's really what we fail to see. But now, if that movie was released now, we'd be like, she was a groomer, right? Like, now we're aware of that language.
That reminds me of like the like when a female teacher sleeps with a boy, and then they're like,
the guys are like
"Damn,
high-fiving.
what's up?"
Yeah. Guys are
But
high-fiving.
then a girl fucking
We're like,
a
pig,
man,
pervert.
Yeah. Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, but
The
I mean,
worst thing ever.
women can be perverts too.
Yeah,
you know.
it
So
could be.
I always think about that. Mary Kay Letourneau.
Is that's one of the teachers?
Yeah, Mary Kay Letourneau and Billy Falau. Because this was like Billy and I were the same age. And this woman had 5 kids. And she left her 5 kids to go have kids with this 10-year-old.
10-year-old?
Yes. Like,
Oh
that's
my-
when they started, like...
Shut up, 10 years old?
Yeah. And then by 12,
Dang.
when he was 12, they had, like, their first kid. 2 years later, they had their
You see,
second.
but what could it be though? Because in my mind, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like that fucking dude pulled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if it was like a girl, I'd be like, damn, that's fucking disgusting. Like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
for
That
sure,
teacher is
for
nasty.
sure. But yeah, that's part of the whole. We don't really see that language that turned, you know. But we have come a long way, for sure. As a society, we have come a long way because now we would be open to knowing, like, oh, that was a grooming, but you would still be kind of proud of that guy for having sex with an older lady.
Right. Or you know what? Or not so much that like, because there's still a lot of people that are like in mentally like, damn, you know, like that's crazy, you know, like they're like, yo, what's up? But like now you gotta watch the fuck out. Someone's gonna call you out. Someone's gonna be like, yo, what's up? You know. Now you don't have as many, I guess, people that agree with you or people
Yeah.
that, you know what I mean. There's always gonna be that one guy or that one person, the one girl that's gonna be like, dude, that's disgusting, that's terrible, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like, and they're gonna catch you on that, and it's just you just gotta know, like, holy shit, it's wrong. Like it is wrong. So it's
Yeah.
just like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it has
Crazy.
been really, really crazy. So something that has been bothering my mental health, honestly, all week, or like disturbing my peace, this Kim Kardashian thing.
Oh Jesus, here we go, man. We can't get off of this Kim and Kanye thing. We're gonna talk about Batman after that next, okay? Because we gotta get off this shit. Okay, go.
Her saying we got to get off our ass and work was so tone deaf and insensitive and honestly just a stupid comment. And mostly everyone agreed with it. There was a couple of people that did not, which let's not even go there. But
Like who didn't agree?
I'm not going to say. But to me...
Wait, like here in our friend group or like
yeah,
celebrities?
like real people.
Ah, okay.
So to me, though, it's just like sometimes the more poor you are, the harder you work. And for her to say, like, the reason that you're not a successful person is because you're not working hard, it's stupid. You work super hard.
Yeah.
I work super hard. I freaking have the worst anxiety ever because of work. I am here from, like, freaking 5 to freaking 8 p.m. Like, we're working hard. It doesn't mean that we don't deserve to be successful. It means that there's a lot of reasons why she is.
Yeah.
Connections, famous father, famous stepfather, mom, all up in the mix with everybody. Like family, friends, being connected with the OJ and Nicole Brown thing. Like, there's lots of reasons why they are successful.
Yes.
And it's not just because she fucking works hard, which I'm not saying she doesn't.
Right.
I'm
yeah.
sure she does.
I'm pretty sure she
But
does.
like for her to freaking say that, it implies that, oh man, people just don't want to work. Well, guess what? You know why girls don't want to work nowadays? Because she created a culture where you literally become famous on Instagram or some other social media for doing nothing. She's the one that invented that culture, the freaking influencer culture.
Yeah.
Like, let me just get people to give me money because I'm pretty on Instagram.
Yeah.
Sponsor me. Send me money. Freaking have a guy send me money because I'm pretty. Like, she invented that too. So,
Yeah.
like, for her to, like, back away and be like, oh, no, girls just don't want to work, that is on her.
Yeah, I think the sad thing, well, the part is just like she doesn't understand the poor people mentality or the broke mentality or the it came from dirt mentality, you know, and that's where like she doesn't resonate with us, you know, like me and Stephanie talked about this is like if I said it and if I was rich already, it meant something because I actually came from, you know, what
Correct.
the majority of people that are watching me come from, you know, and it doesn't resonate that way. But the issue too is that and the thing that from me as a business owner, from you as a business owner too, is that what we can see is like she probably does work her fucking ass off. She probably like everything she does is probably money driven. You know what I mean? And there's days and when I saw it, I didn't take too much into account of it until I watched another video of who's that one black guy from like the Daily something.
I don't remember his name right now.
Yeah. So he started saying it, and I was like, "That's so true." My mom was the hardest fucking worker.
Yeah, my mom worked hard as fuck.
She worked hard as shit, dude.
And you know, 12-hour days,
Exactly, yeah.
no sleep, still cook and clean, freaking everything, and side hustles for sure.
Right. So when she said it the first time, and I just saw her saying it before the whole backlash. I was like, damn, you know, as though as I'm a business owner, sometimes I do sit on my ass and I watch Netflix, or sometimes I do this and I do that, you know. I am a pretty hard worker, but I saw it from that aspect, like, man, she's probably like 24/7, you know, on the go, thinking money, you know, everything she's doing, everything she's living is being filmed, being made into money, being made into a product. But the thing is, like, when he put it shed to light, and I was like, that's so true. Working hard may be different to everybody, and I'm just like, fuck. And then you just made a really good point that I never thought about. Is like she created this culture. She's totally blind to that. She made this culture of, I'm not gonna say lazy people, but easy money.
I freaking follow her freaking social media. Like, don't post more than 3 times a day. One post has to be about like some sort of thing, like self promotion or something. The other 2 can just be like beauty shots. Like, I follow that stuff because like she became successful from it. She's like the first person I knew on Instagram to have like ads. You know what I mean? Or like #sponsored by whatever, you know? So like to me, it was very insulting. Not to mention like because they had all those connections, they know how to get away with stuff. So their money, like how we get money, it goes to other stuff. It goes to taking care of our kids. It goes towards taxes. It goes towards bills. It goes towards everything. And we've seen in the past, like she's not even paying her employees fair wages all the time. Maybe that was just like a fluke, but there was a couple of employees to say that. And a lot of people don't know this, but Kris Kardashian owns a whole church, okay, where like the monthly membership is $1,000 fee.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah. And the California community something, right?
Right. So this is not new news. This is stuff that we have all known. But like, let's just say you become super successful, that you want to make sure that your money stays with you, right? So like, I'm going to make a church, and therefore Dahlia and Esmo start contributing to that church and give 10% of their overall income to the church, where usually that 10% would go towards what? Taxes. Well, churches are not tax deductible, and you're not allowed to look at church tax or church financials, period.
Damn, that's what's up.
Yeah, so then Courtney, Kim, and Chloe, and Kendall, and Kylie, and everybody that makes money gives 10% to the Kris Jenner church. And then where does that money go? To Kris Jenner. What's up? Like, tax deductible? Like, no one's even going to check? You think she's not giving them back this money?
Yeah.
Like, that's dope AF, you know? So, like, that's insulting. Like, our money goes somewhere where it has to go, or we go to freaking hella jail. Like, it's just very, very, very frustrating when you could be so out of touch with reality because you have all these loopholes. You know, so to me, it was, like, kind of draining mental health-wise because it's, like, probably we have never worked harder, really, right? Because not only are people working regular jobs, but they're also trying side businesses or to start their own business so that at one point they create generational wealth for their kids or grandkids. Like, people are really very self-starting right now. I'm like, so not only are we doing that, like, now you can't freaking even quick pay people without freaking Biden being like, oh no, like, this has to be taxed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we can't even do that. Yet they're able to give 10% of their whole freaking income to this
Income,
church that goes
which
back
is
to
a
them.
lot.
Yeah.
10% is a lot of whatever they make.
So it was really frustrating because I'm like, it seems like the small person can never get a break. It is not the same. They are not the same as everyone else. And for them to say that is really, really freaking tone deaf. But whatever. That's my little soapbox on that whole issue. Really freaking annoying.
Yeah, I think another thing too is like when you get to the rich people, like they, because I know a couple of rich people, and like the thing that they say too is they you could do it too. You know what I mean? Like you can do it. So like, but you know how long it's gonna take you to get to like that status, or like that status where you can do that or figure that out or know the right people. You know what I mean? So, and I think that's the main thing. Like Kim, they probably have it in their mind, like, oh, if we could do it, then why can't you guys do it, you know? And I feel like they don't understand that, you know, where you guys started off at. So,
yeah, super annoying. But that's it on Kardashian news for the week.
Well, before we do that, but I had Stephanie told me, I don't know if she told you, but did she tell you about the because we were talking about I don't know why Robert Pattinson was brought up, but he's been brought up right now anyways a lot because of the Batman, right? But he was saying how he rented out Pete's bar, and he played nothing but Kanye music.
Okay, why would you do that?
Yeah, I don't know. That's so funny. I was like, but I thought it was funny as hell. But I just like, what's the point? Like, he's on Kanye's side, or
right?
Or does he like Kanye's music,
or was it just random?
Right. Like, but like.
Yeah, I did hear about that. Whatever. I can't. I don't know. It's hard. This whole Kanye Pete thing is so tricky. Whatever. I don't know.
Let me ask you something. Do you ever just like stop yourself and be like, why am I like this? Why am I so self-involved in these people's lives?
No, because I know why.
Why?
Because it is a distraction from my own inner work. That's all.
So, and it's keeping you from doing your inner work?
Mm-hmm. But also, okay, so let me tell you guys something. Imagine you are a hamster on a wheel, okay? And you're tired, right? Like, you're freaking tired. You're on this wheel 24/7. You're just going, okay? And then finally someone's like, oh, my God, here's a little stalk of celery. And you're like, oof, okay, let me get off. And then you freaking are realizing once you're off the wheel how tired your legs are. And so you're like, I'm going to keep eating the celery. Okay, this is the best analogy I could come up with. So I am constantly self-observing myself. I am constantly with anxiety, thinking about what if, what will, like, how is it going to work out, all this stuff about, like, my future in the business and all that stuff. And I'm constantly anxious and worried. And so for me to get a little distracted with stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with me has me not being on my wheel, where I'm constantly thinking, oh my God, is this going to work out? My life is so freaking hard. Why do I have to work so hard? This has been such a crazy week. I'm not even going to make any money this month. Okay. Blah, blah. Like, that allows me to, for a few seconds, to think about something that isn't going to potentially make me unalive myself.
It's because, yeah, the reason why the reason why I ask is because it reminds me a lot of, like, myself, like 7-8 years ago when I used to watch sports. And like it reminds me a lot of like my one of my business partner, he watches sports 24/7 and he talks about sports 24/7.
The prepped guy?
Yeah, the prepped guy. And I'm just like and I haven't watched football in a long time, and I'm just like, and he's so involved. Is that the right word? Indulged or involved?
Indulgent
into sports. Like he knows everything. You tell him about fucking tennis, or you tell him about fucking and like he's like, yeah, he's like this. He's like, oh, did you hear about this trade, or did you hear about that, or did you hear about this? And I'm just like why are people so into, like, and that's what I mean, like, how come you know so fucking much about Kim and Kanye?
Because and then
you're so into
it gives me a break, right? But there are people that don't have those problems. right? Like, I know why I do it. I know why I do everything. Ask me another freaking question. Like, I'll tell you why I do everything. I'm so aware of what I'm doing that's why sometimes I just break down and like have like, oh, I'm depressed or whatever, because I know what I'm doing, and I know like I need to cut the cycle at least for a couple of weeks or months or something. Like, I know everything that I do and why I do it. But there are people out there that don't have my mental health issues, and they are just very self-indulgent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
And they are just like, and that's because they are not at all, they don't know who they are. Very simple answer.
Yeah.
Right? Like my brother-in-law, like, you can ask him anything sports-wise, and before he had kids, he could tell you about any movie. Any movie he's seen it, he would go to movies by himself. Like, I feel bad for him. He gets to watch nothing now besides Encanto, you know. But like, and his kids are 7 and 5. So like before then, he knew everything about everything. He could recite lines. He can mention every, like, same thing, every trade, every sport, every whatever. But I think he's a man that does not know himself at all. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think he realizes. I don't think he knows if he has any hobbies. I don't think he knows like his likes or dislikes really. I don't really think he knows himself as a man. And he's almost, you know, he's heading towards 50 in a few years. He basically knows what my sister tells him to know. Like, oh, we're doing this on Friday. Oh, you're doing this on Saturday. Oh, as a family, this is the plan for, like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that, yeah, for sure. Like, your business partner is obviously a good worker and someone that contributes to the business, but maybe he doesn't know himself well as a man. I have hobbies, yo. I have hobbies. I have likes and dislikes. I can tell you this all the time. Like, I know my stuff, but I think that people that don't have mental health problems and indulge too much in one thing, it's because they don't know themselves.
Yeah, because I just, when you're talking about Kim and Kanye, that when you're talking about that, I'm just like, but why do you care? And it just reminded me of a lot. Like, I feel like that was the wall, like the wall that I hit when I still remember the day. I said on the podcast before. I remember it was a fucking Sunday. Fucking Cutler threw a fucking interception. I got so fucking mad at the TV. I started Be Visual and I started prepped. I was like maybe like a couple of months in, and I was like, I'm sitting here fucking mad as fuck at Jay Cutler, and I'm so indulged into this team, and he's probably just gonna go and bang his fucking hot girlfriend, not even give a fuck about me or what the fuck I'm doing in my life. And I'm just like, and that's when I stopped watching football. I remember that's when I was like, fuck it. I'm going to fucking focus on Be Visual and prepped. And it just made me feel like, I wonder why we do that. And I think maybe you're right. Maybe it keeps us from focusing on, maybe I had enough of it.
Yeah.
You know, like
I know when I need a mental health break. And that's usually when I'm like, all right, let me see what's happening. And I finally get to respond texts, or I look through my phone really quick. But then once I realize, like, I'm just scrolling and I'm bored, then I'm like, all right, it's time to get back. Yeah. And, like, get back to this email or this plan or whatever.
See, and I think that's another issue is that, like, I don't think back then I had that. I didn't have that, like
the awareness?
Yeah. I would just be zoned out 24/7 Sunday and Monday for football, you know, or just in there. And, like, I would never have that, like, I got to cut it off, you know. I got to get back to my work or something like that. So, but at least you have that.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people have that, though.
Sure. And it's the same thing with people that come here. There's a lot of very self-indulgent people that want to be here every day. And, you know, you need a rest day. You need a couple of rest days. And I'm always like, you don't want to do anything else. Like, you don't want to go bike riding with your family. You don't want to go see a movie with your friends. Like, you don't want, like, to me, that's when I'm like, that's the equivalent. I see people that do that. And then what happens after a while, you know.
You break down.
Yeah, you break down.
Your body breaks down. Your
like you, like you're
down.
like, it was a Sunday, blah, blah, blah. Because you were like, okay, that is enough. So that's usually what happens here too at the gym. So that when I'm like, why are you here? It's not because I don't want them here. It's because I know I've seen them for the past like 8 days in a row. Yeah. And I need them to freaking relax and go have a life.
Yeah.
Figure out who you are. Figure out what you like. Figure out, you know, like, do you need to spend time outdoors? That's one of the I know, like, I'll get better once it's springtime. I love spending time outside. I love looking at flowers and my hands in dirt. Like, I love that stuff. You know, I love that. It's impossible here in the wintertime. Freaking cold as dirt. You know, but, like, I think that people don't know themselves. That's what I see.
Okay. So, but you know you're doing it, though.
Yeah, I'm aware.
So like, and you know why you're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the problem I think is when the people don't.
Come
know.
on, like when there was two people here and we were convinced that one person liked the other person, and we were like, oh, right, and we were like, oh, let's do this, let's do that. That's also me doing that.
Yeah.
That's also me taking a mental health break.
Yeah, you're taking a little break out
And
of
be
this
like,
life.
like,
to
why are
to
they still talking? Right? That is me.
Yeah.
Mentally
Okay.
being checked out
Okay.
of myself.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. But that's why I do it, you know. And I remember she was even like, I like that this is giving you some rest. And I'm like, it is. It's giving me some rest.
That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
We're going to call it.
We're going to call it a day.
Yeah.
Mental health. We're going to take care of it.
Yeah.
If you can see George, it hurts him when he turns to look at me.
I can't. That's why.
You look like Fester.
What?
You look like Fester. Your neck's like this, and you're like.
Oh yeah, it just hurts a lot. So we work on Dr. Lupe.
Dr.
Right
Lupe Garcia is gonna work on George.
Yeah. All right, guys. Peace out. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good one.
Bye.